Over Memorial Day weekend, Donald Trump decided it would be a great idea to head out to West Point, where he gave the commencement speech. And you might expect that this would be a great honor for all of the cadets at West Point who are about to graduate from a very prestigious college. They're going to go work in the military for 5 years and hopefully go do some great things after that. You've got a whole bunch of young people at the start of their career, and it would be a great honor to have the President of the United States to come give you a message of encouragement going forward. But then you remember, oh, this is Donald Trump. And instead of giving an inspiring message, a message of courage and hope for the future, of course, Donald Trump just made it mostly about himself. He turned it into a campaign-style speech where he just rambled from topic to topic like we've come to expect. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few of the crazy clips from this insane speech. And we'll go ahead and start off with this one, where he is just kind of bragging about cutting all of the different monies so he can fund the military. If you guys do appreciate my work, please do remember to subscribe.
We have ordered, we just went $1 trillion military budget, General. Do you know that? $1 trillion. Some people say, could you cut it back? I said, I'm not cutting 10 cents. There's another thing we can cut. We can cut plenty of others. Right, Dan? We can cut plenty of other things. And you have a good man in Dan, too, General. I think you're going to find that. It's a very different warfare out there today. Now they've introduced a thing called drone. A drone is a little bit different. It makes you have to go back and learn a whole new form of warfare, and you're going to do it better than anybody else. There won't be anybody close.
Yeah, not a big deal, guys. There's no way in hell that I'm going to even cut 10 cents from the military budget. And don't forget, everybody, there's this new thing called drone. What? It is pretty rich that we have the President of the United States who is now committing to a $1 trillion defense budget while he is stripping away health care from millions upon millions of people who are from red states. And then he's cutting food assistance, billions, hundreds of billions of dollars from food assistance to those among us who actually need it. What happened to all of those people, even on the left, who were saying, oh, this is going to be so great for the military-industrial complex. Donald Trump, he's going to cut their budget. He's going to slash it and burn it. And did anybody really, really believe that? I mean, come on. We're about to get the biggest defense spending bill that we have ever seen in our country's history at $1 trillion. And while we are doing that, we are giving tax cuts to the wealthiest among us, while taking health care and food assistance and other programs away from the least fortunate among us. And now we've got a president of the United States who is just bragging about it at a West Point commencement speech. Absolutely disgusting. Here's Donald Trump talking about stealth planes, and apparently he just still hasn't figured out how stealth planes work.
And I've approved a $1 trillion investment, and that will be, again, the largest ever in the history of our country, and we are buying you new airplanes, brand new, beautiful planes, redesigned planes, brand new planes, totally stealth planes. I hope they're stealth. I don't know, that whole stealth thing, I'm sort of wondering. You mean if we shape a wing this way, they don't see it, but the other way they see it? I'm not so sure, but that's what they tell me.
So this has been an ongoing thing with Donald Trump. He apparently thinks that when we say stealth plane, it means that you and I can walk up to this plane and we wouldn't even be able to see it. That is what Donald Trump thinks. He doesn't realize that stealth technology is referring to being stealth from radar systems that can be used to detect these types of aircrafts by our adversaries. Donald Trump has no clue about any of this, and he really thinks that we have stealth planes that are invisible to the naked eye. I mean, it's the President of the United States, everybody. Oh, my goodness. Here he is going on about critical race theory and transgenderism at a West Point commencement speech.
People, but they have to have common sense, and we've liberated our troops from divisive and demeaning political trainings. There will be no more critical race theory or transgender for everybody forced onto our brave men and women in uniform or on anybody else for that matter in this country. And we will not have men playing in women's sports, if that's okay. I mean, I wouldn't want to have to tackle, as an example, Bryson as a man. But I don't think a lot of women want to tackle him. I don't think so. How crazy is it? Men playing in women's sports, how crazy is it? So ridiculous, so demeaning to women. And it's over. That's over. We've ended it.
Why are we talking about quote-unquote men in women's sports at a West Point commencement speech? Is this really the appropriate time to be talking about a subset of our population that is so minuscule that most people will never, ever encounter one of these people in their actual life? And this is what you're talking about when you're supposed to be inspiring these young people for their futures? Instead, you're sitting here rallying on about trans people? I mean, give me a break. What's even grosser about the whole thing is you heard that people in the crowd were cheering this along. I do not understand why this is so animating to so many conservatives. It's like this is top of mind all of the time. And anytime it comes up, we hear a roar of applause, and I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And I don't know. It just really gives you an idea of where we are at in our society today, where we are picking on some of the most marginalized communities in our country. And you have the President of the United States doing it at a commencement speech, no less. He then goes on to ramble about yachts and trophy wives.
And he had nothing to do. He ended up getting a divorce, found a new wife. Could you say a trophy wife? I guess we can say a trophy wife. It didn't work out too well. But that doesn't work out too well, I must tell you. A lot of trophy wives doesn't work out. But it made him happy for a little while at least. But he found a new wife. He sold his little boat and he got a big yacht. He had one of the biggest yachts anywhere in the world. He moved for a time to Monte Carlo and he led the good life. And time went by and he got bored. And 15 years later, the company that he sold to called him and they said, the housing business is not for us.
Again, why are we talking about trophy wives and divorced men during a commencement speech at West Point? Why is Donald Trump just so incoherent most of the time? He just jumps from topic to topic. He's got these anecdotes that probably aren't even true. He expounds upon them. He jumps to another topic, then back to this topic, and then you throw some more red meat to the base. I mean, what does trophy wives have to do with people who are graduating from one of the most prestigious colleges or military colleges in our country? Is this the virtues that people should be aspiring to, is making sure they get divorced and getting a trophy wife? It just doesn't make any sense. You would never hear anybody like Obama or Biden or even George Bush wouldn't even be talking like this at such an event. But here we are. You got the President of the United States going on about crap that has absolutely no bearing on what these young people are about to go into the world to experience. I don't know. Just weird. It's all just weird. Here he is talking about how he is the most investigated man, like Alphonse Capone, as he continues to say.
Success. 6, never lose your faith in America and the American people, because they're always going to be there for you. I went through a very tough time with some very radicalized, sick people, and I say I was investigated more than the great, late Alphonse Capone. Alphonse Capone was a monster. He was a very hardened criminal. I went through more investigations than Alphonse Capone, and now I'm talking to you as president. Can you believe this? Can you believe it?
Yeah, it's quite something. And if you really step back and think about what's going on here, We've got a president of the United States who, encouraged an insurrection against the United States. We turn around 4 years later, we elect that man to become president again, and now he is trying to burn down our federal government from the inside out, and he's heading over to one of our prestigious military colleges where these people are about to embark out on the world, and he is supposed to be giving them words of encouragement or advice for the future while he is actively trying to tear our country down. I mean, it's all quite ironic, isn't it? He's going after all of the different institutions. He's gone after West Point. They've dropped classes. They've burned books, basically. I mean, what we are seeing in today's America is not what our founding fathers had in mind when they established the United States of America. And even if you go just a couple decades back with Reagan, he would be flabbergasted that this is what the Republican Party has currently turned into. They are basically an anti-government movement who is controlling our government. It is all quite rich. And I know I sound probably like a broken record at this point, but when are we really going to start having the conversation about Donald Trump's mental acuity? He continues to do these speeches where he jumps from topic to topic to topic. It's just a stream of consciousness. He doesn't really have a whole lot of new things to say ever. It's all just these repeated talking points that he remembers, and a light bulb goes off and he jumps over there, then he jumps over there. And Jasmine Crockett was recently interviewed about this wild speech, and she is pointing this out as well.
Listen, you say we're all used to it. No, I am tired of it, Alex.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I'm right there with
he
you.
literally sounds like someone who is broken out of the insane asylum. Like, he just be all over the place. Like, get him some ADHD medicine, if nothing else, because I don't know where he's ever going to go. And I don't think that those that have gone through West Point expected to have their commander-in-chief address them and start talking about trophy wives or start talking about how he had so many investigations. What a great reminder that you are not qualified to be the person that potentially will command us as troops to go into war. Like, that is not instilling confidence whatsoever. And honestly, our troops deserve better. Our graduates deserve better. We as a country deserve better. And frankly, if we are going to ever be seen as the world leaders that we historically have been, the world deserves better. It is time for Republicans to start calling him out and start questioning his mental acuity and whether or not he is equipped to serve mentally. We know when it comes down to his criminality, he is not qualified to serve, but this is just absolutely deplorable.
Yeah, she's exactly right. The graduates at West Point deserve better. But instead, we have an egomaniacal idiot who is currently leading the country, like I said, trying to burn it down from the inside out, trying to use the office of the president to enrich himself and his family. And then he goes and gives a speech where he's just a rambling mess, proving that yet again, he just does not have the mental capacity to actually govern or be president of the United States. And she's really correct here when she says, like, when are Republicans going to step up and realize that Donald Trump is an addled old man who really doesn't know his way around anything he talks about anymore? I mean, we always hear this criticism about Biden. Biden sounded old as shit, but at least you could tell he would stay on topic. He would address the topic at hand. That's not what Donald Trump does. Instead, he gives these campaign-style speeches where he jumps from topic to topic to topic. He rambles about this and that, and it just makes no sense. It's not appropriate for any given event. I mean, why is it appropriate? How is it appropriate to be talking about trophy wives and Alphonse Capone and I'm the most arrested president at a commencement speech at West Point? We definitely do deserve better. The graduates deserve better. Our country deserves better. And the world deserves better. But instead, we've got Donald Trump trying to enact his vision for this country in the most absurd way possible. So, yeah, I guess I'll leave it there for now, guys. If you guys got anything out of this video, please do remember to smash that like button and subscribe. Maybe share it with a friend or two. I'd very much appreciate that. We are trying to build something here on the left that adequately pushes back against the right-wing media ecosystem that just shovel shit for Donald Trump every single day. So if you do like what I do here, please do remember to smash that subscribe button. It is free. And if you guys want to see Donald Trump have probably the worst meltdown that we have seen from him so far as president, do watch that video on the screen now. It is a sight to behold. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on the next one.